we're live, everybody. This is Breakdowns of Body Bags with Corey and I can't. All right, I can't.
Do we need the countdown?
Probably not. It's just I put those two together and just went. That's it.
Okay. All right. What are we talking about today?
Today,
I got my list.
We're talking about movies that we've seen in April and music that we've listened to in April and talking about it. And
all right.
If you're watching this live, I have my comment screen open so I can see what you say. And you guys want to join in the conversation, please do. And anyway, that's it. So, I was supposed to have a ticker. There we go. So that's what we're talking about. And you can join in by watching the ticker. And so anyway, what have you seen?
Are we talking just horror movies or anything?
You know, you asked this last time.
Yeah, I don't remember what you said, though.
And I'm going to give you the same response. Firstly, we are a horror movie and metal music channel.
Yeah.
But it's our channel, so we can talk about whatever we want. So
okay. Okay, good. Well, because some of these movies, I guess you consider like horror adjacent. Like I watched Godzilla versus Kong. It's a monster movie, but would you consider that a horror movie?
No.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Was it good, though?
Look, a lot of Godzilla versus Kong, I did not. But I've never seen Godzilla. Like, the 2014 Godzilla and beyond is all I've seen of Godzilla. So, the super cheesy, weird shit from, like, the 50s and stuff that people love, I did not grow up with. I've never seen. Godzilla vs. Kong has a lot of that, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? This is so stupid. And yeah, I didn't really like it, but I'm in the minority apparently.
So the Godzilla movies, I will tell you right now, especially the older ones, there's about if the movies, because I don't think they're quite an hour and a half long. So if the movies are an hour and a half long, you got about 15 minutes of Godzilla, and the rest are just like the characters and like whatever soap opera drama they're going through. And you're just like, why are these movies popular? There are 15 minutes of Godzilla. But I don't know. People like them.
I mean, if that's what you want, Godzilla versus Kong is for you. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of monster fighting. But like, you know, for me, you watch 2014 Godzilla and you watch King of the Monsters. And it takes place in current day, right? So people are like driving current cars and the military is using current day tech. In Godzilla versus Kong, they fly to the center of the earth in like spaceships. And I'm like, wait, huh? What the fuck? Like, where do these spaceships come from? We're flying to the center of the earth? What is happening? So it just caught me off guard, but apparently that's like a thing in the original movies that people like. So I don't know. I was not a fan by the end of it, but like I said, I'm in the minority.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen it. I was trying to figure out how to share a picture of the movie poster, but I don't want to go through that while we're live.
Cool.
So Godzilla versus Kong. I watched Psycho Gorman.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to do a review on it. But I thought it was really good. It's one of those movies where it's like don't look for deep character and studies. Don't look for anything like that. It's just a corny. What I loved most about that movie were the costumes and the makeup. They were fantastic, and that's what I loved most about watching it. And when I started getting into my like analytical thing where I was like about some of these, I was like, stop doing that. That's not what this movie is.
Yeah.
Look at the cool costumes and the fun like thing that they're doing with this. And I really enjoyed it. So Psycho Gorman definitely like, it's actually not as violent and I guess gory as the trailer and like the reviews and stuff have been saying it is. But I mean, it's enough, but it's not like if you're a gore hound, you might be a little disappointed, but it was still pretty violent.
It's on my list. I still need to watch it. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The girl, the girl main character is a psychopath. And I still don't know if I like that or not. But I remember one of the notes that I made when I was watching this was like, this girl is completely insane. Like this poor girl is unhinged. But yeah, I don't know. So that was good. What else did I watch? Because it's hard to think about like what did I watch in April versus what did I watch in March? Because I also think I watched a lot more things in March than I did in April. Why can't I remember? Host.
Oh yeah, I
just watched. Where it's literally like this. It's a horror movie that was shot like this. And you would think that could get a little old after a while. Nope.
Did you see the video game they're making?
Yeah. The VR game, right?
Yeah, it's like an FMV game, but you can only play it at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's like live and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
That's really cool. And that's the only way. There was a conversation on Reddit, which, by the way, I'm going to call out the horror Reddit, Dreadit right now. That sub sucks.
I don't know if I'm part of the horror Reddit. I might be. I don't know.
There is here's the thing. I understand nerd culture, and I understand. Yeah. I do. I am one, and I have been a nerd for my life, and I understand that we can be particular about our obsessions. Okay. The Dreadit, the horror subreddit takes that to astronomical absurdity. The amount of gatekeeping and just like pretentious douchebaggery I have not seen anywhere else than the horror subreddit.
Now I have to see if I'm actually part of the subreddit, because I think I am.
I mean, it is cancerous. And so when you try to just talk horror or anything like that, I mean, good God, is
it literally just horror?
It's our horror.
Oh, I'm not a part of it. Oh, I'm part of Horror Lit, which is horror books, and I'm part of horror gaming, but not just horror. Well, all right, I'll join.
I mean, go for it, but don't try to do anything in there.
I don't really post on Reddit anyway, unless it's about video games. But yeah, I'll join it. All right, cool.
So, I forget where I was going with that, but that's right, because the horror Reddit, they were talking about horror like video games and like if anybody thought about doing a horror like VR movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually seemed to be really popular. And I was like, let's think about this for a second and how that will not work and how that will fail. The reason why VR video games work, especially in the horror genre, is because you are a part of the story. Mm-hmm. The audience is not part of a story in a movie. Mm-hmm. They're watching it. They're experiencing it. If you try to make a VR movie, the only thing that the VR you can do is like look around and distract yourself from the action.
Well, how would a VR movie work? Like, do you see from the point of view of the characters?
No, you would just be your point of view and you would be watching the characters in the movie. So you would be in the same scenes with them.
So it'd be like you are a character in the movie.
Yeah, but you'd be like a silent character because what are you going to do? You can't make choices.
You're like an observer.
Are the other characters going to talk to you? Why? You know what I mean? But people are like, oh, that'd be great because all these VR horror games are great. And I'm like, there's a reason for that. Like you directly influence the game by playing it. The audience does not influence a movie.
If the scares in the movie could happen to you, it could work. Because that's the other thing that VR games do well is because you're in the game, like Resident Evil 7. I played Resident Evil 7 all in VR. It's amazing. But when the enemies in RE7 attack you, they're attacking me in VR. I am being attacked.
Right.
But if I'm in a movie and all of the external threats, like the ghost or the werewolf or whatever it is, if all they're doing is attacking the main character and I'm in no danger whatsoever because I'm an observer, then it loses all of its like luster.
Right.
Like all the fear is gone because I'm not in any danger.
Right. And I think that's what would happen with a VR movie.
Yeah, like plot me in that scene and put me in actual danger of like my character dying or something. That'd be awesome. I don't know how you do it, but
yeah. I think the closest somebody's come to that so far has been that, what was that one action movie that's all the first person perspective?
Hardcore Henry?
Hardcore Henry.
Still have not seen that.
I mean, it's good, but it's not like you're just watching the events happen from this guy's perspective in first person. And then like the twist at the end is like, oh, okay, well, I kind of saw that coming. And I just kind of wish this was a video game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'd rather play this than watch it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like the closest somebody, like, it's a good idea. It's a fun experiment, like, wow, cool. We just watched an hour and a half long cutscene. You know what I mean? But like, so it was done well that way because it actually looked like a video game cutscene. But like, part of me, I was like, I just kind of wish it was a video game. And that's how honestly, that's how I felt about The Mandalorian.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I really wish The Mandalorian was not a TV show and it was a video game that I could play.
Yeah, it'd be a good game.
Because The Mandalorian Season 1 is Fetch Quest Episode 1, Fetch Quest Episode 2, Fetch Quest Episode 3. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't a huge fan of Mandalorian 1, but I definitely think Mandalorian 2 fixed a lot of the problems that I had. Like, I think Mandalorian 2 was legit good. Whereas Mandalorian 1, I was like, like, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with either season. I thought the end of the second season was completely unearned.
What? The end of the second season is like the best part of the entire series so far.
Yeah, I disagree.
Oh, you're out of your mind. I love it. That was the...
And I'm not just being a contrarian.
Jedi.
I'm not just being a contrarian. I really don't feel like it was... I really don't feel like it was earned. I don't feel like that payoff hit the way that they wanted it to, because you're not invested in and I don't want to spoil it, but you're not invested in what happens at all. I don't think, or at least I wasn't, because the whole time, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even remember what it like. Because again, I don't want to spoil it, but when that moment happens, I was just like, oh.
You're talking about like the very end, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I almost called it when I was watching the events happen. I was like, I really hope that's not who I think it is, because there's no reason for him to be there. Well, and then it was, and I was like, man.
Well, but there was a reason for them to be there, but I don't want to get into it because this isn't a Star Wars.
No, I know. So anyway, so I'm trying. So sorry. So we were talking about what I saw Host, that movie that takes place where it's filmed all on Zoom, and what I loved about that. Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
So what I love so much about that movie is how creative it was in utilizing the tools of Zoom, because it's all in there. Like, I think there was one effect where it was like an actual CG effect, but I would not be surprised if it wasn't, if they actually made this thing happen, like practically, or using like the green screen, capabilities of Zoom, because that's what a lot of it, like one of the best scares in that movie was literally a filter that you can use in Zoom.
That's
one of the best scares, and I'll just describe it. So since everybody's either on their phone or on their computer, they're moving their phone around, which is the one critique I had. I was like, who does this? But they're moving their phone around, and like they point their phone to the ceiling, and the lampshade is swinging because something happened, and then they bring their phone down just because they're just done looking at it, and there's just a face in the middle of the room, and it just gets you because because it's just floating there. You're not expecting it, but you can totally see that it's a green screen filter because of how bad, Zoom and webcams are at, there's no rotoscoping in the green screen. You can always tell that there's like feathering and like, so because of that poor quality around this face filter is just so good because like, do you know the basic story of Host?
Yeah, I saw a review of it once. I remember the basic gist of it. It's on my list. I need to watch it. I just haven't yet.
So I gotta
what?
Sorry, I was looking. I had to.
How dare you? How dare you do anything else in this live stream that no one's watching?
Yeah.
You know what? This is our live stream. You keep talking. I'm gonna put a hoodie on because I'm cold.
Okay.
Keep talking.
So the basic story of Host is these friends during quarantine at the height of the pandemic decide they want to have a Zoom seance and like talk to some spirits. And that's already kind of silly, but fuck it. Let's just do this. And so they're having this seance. They bring this medium in and it's all over Zoom. And like, obviously shit starts to happen. And then the movie goes from there. So you're like, oh, well, they summoned a ghost. And so because you're in that headspace, when you see this face just appear, you're like, fuck, the filter sees the ghost's face, but like, it's just, you know what I mean? And so it's just such a good scare.
Yeah, but it depends on the filter. Like, is it like Snapchat? Like, was it the dog filter with the droopy ears and the cute nose? Because that wouldn't be scary.
No, it was like one of those masks, like, like one of those clear face masks that you can put on, but it has like stuff around the eyes and lips and whatever, and it just kind of looks creepy sitting on a person's face. Yeah. It's that.
Okay. All right.
And so like, but even then, if it was like the droopy ears and the like whatever, I'd still be like, because it just comes out of nowhere. And you're like,
God, there's a dog in the house.
What? Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's what's scary is that you're not alone. There's something there. And so even though seance movies are silly, seance over Zoom is sillier. They do a fantastic job of keeping the atmosphere tense and scary. And there are some legitimately good scares in this. Like it got me at least 3 times where I was just like, that happened. And like, so I just really want to praise the filmmakers for making a movie that was like, it's like a Paranormal Activity type movie, just using this software. And it's, and because Zoom, the free version only allows you to have like a 45-minute meeting or whatever. Yeah. The movie's only 50 minutes long. And so they utilize that. Like there's a point in the movie at 45 minutes or at a half hour or whatever, where it says you have 15 minutes left. You're just like, oh my God, what are they going to do? Like it was great. It was so good. I only have a couple of like things that I would nitpick at this movie about, but I mean, damn, they made a great movie.
Is it streaming anywhere?
Prime.
Okay.
What else did I watch in April? I should have been responsible and wrote all this down.
Like I did?
I did not. I watched a bunch of short films.
That's true.
Oh, do you want me to talk about that film fest that I just attended and watched?
I'm not your audience. I don't care what you talk about.
So this film festival that my short film What It Takes competed in and is a finalist for, and apparently we didn't win because
What? Nothing.
Oh, I'll fucking brag about my movie. My movie's great. I no humble brag. That's a brag. We definitely deserve to be in more of the finalist categories than what was in the finalist categories. So I will brag about that shit all day. So this film festival, you get best short film gets $1,000. Best feature film gets like $5,000.
Jesus.
And this is their first year, and the trailer that they made really got me excited about all of the stuff that was in it. Actually, Corey Taylor was in one of the feature films.
Wow.
About Bigfoot, which I have not seen a good Bigfoot horror movie.
Do they exist? I mean, how many Bigfoot horror movies are there?
Oh God, so many.
I know Bobcat Goldthwait made one. I've heard mixed things about.
They're all, I don't know what it is about Bigfoot that they just can't make a good movie.
Well, probably because it's Bigfoot.
I don't know. I mean, think about it. Like,
if you made a Bigfoot movie where you never saw him and it was all like in shadow or off camera and they kept it real in the dark, it could be scary. But the second you show the Bigfoot, you're probably going to be like, oh, that's the Bigfoot.
Yeah. And I think, but so like you're it's like a damned if you do, because if you make what you just talked about, everything's in the shadow, everything happens, like everything that happens off camera is not scary. Right?
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Anything that happens off camera is not scary. So if every time somebody like gets killed or something happens and you don't get to see anything, you just like cut to the results. I don't know.
See, I disagree.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's one of the reasons why I think the Blair Witch Project is still good. I know a lot of people hate it, and I understand why. But for me, Blair Witch is really scary because a lot of shit happens either in the dark or off camera. You can't see it. It's fear of the unknown. It's a trick that they've been doing for decades in movies. John Carpenter begs to differ. John Carpenter feels that if you have a good monster, don't hide it, fucking show it. But, once you show your monster, it kind of loses its luster a little bit. That's why the first half of Jaws works so well. Like, you hardly see the shark at all in Jaws, but it's always suggested. You see, like, little glimpses. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, but you need that payoff.
And you do get a payoff in Jaws. You'd have to give a payoff. Like,
there has to be some kind of payoff. And so what I was trying to say is I was going to bring up Blair Witch is like, if you do all that darkness shadow stuff, then you have to shoot it as found footage. Or you show the Bigfoot in the way that you traditionally film a movie, and it just looks dumb.
Yeah.
But like the Bigfoot movies that I've watched if you just go on Amazon Prime and just search horror movies.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
You will find all of these Bigfoot ones, and they all look fucking dumb.
Yeah, well, the problem with that is that Amazon will let any movie on.
Yeah, Amazon lets anything on there.
Like, do yourself a favor, go to Amazon Prime and look up Diamond Cobra versus White Fox, I think it's called. And they'll let anything on here. Okay.
Yeah, that's why. No, I'm not gonna. Anyway, so this film festival, right? I'm watching all the short films because I have a short film in there, so I want to watch all the short films. And there were quite a few that I liked, and there were some feature lengths that I wanted to watch that I just didn't get around to because there were like a lot. There were 40 selections for this thing.
Jesus.
And I think 10 of them were feature films. I'm like, I can't watch. Like, so in a weekend, I have to watch 30 short films and 10 features. I just can't do it. So I tried to bookmark the ones that I thought I wanted to watch, and I just never got around to the features. But of the short films, there was one called Boulets. And it's a French-Canadian short film about a guy who spurns, is that the word I'm thinking of? Spurns one of those grocery store like sample workers. So this lady is selling this meat sauce, and she has these meatballs that she covers in this sauce that she's trying to sell the sauce to. And this guy comes along and she like offers him a taste, and he takes it, and he doesn't really like it, but to be polite, and she's a sweet old lady, he's like, oh, I'll give me 2, because she's just so excited about selling this. So he's a nice guy, buys 2, but when he thinks he's out of sight of this woman, he like hides them in like a cooler because he doesn't actually like them. Okay. And it's like, we already bought him, dude. Why are you going to like hide him? You know what I mean? But whatever. So he hides him in this cooler. As soon as he closes the cooler door, she's like right there. And she's like, what are you doing? you're like, so you kind of giggle about it. And he's like, oh, he makes up some bullshit. And she's like, I'll go get you like about to have gluten in it and how he can't have gluten. And she's like, well, you didn't ask for the gluten-free. And then she like just goes to get him some gluten-free sauce. So he runs away from her. Anyway, she turns into this monster thing and starts killing everybody in the grocery store. And it's the best like Evil Dead homage, I think, because there's a lot of that feeling in that. And the monster, I mean, like, she looks great in her stupid monster makeup, and the gore is awesome. And so this guy like hides in the back where this like store employee is, and they fashion this knife duct tape to a broomstick, and the guy gets into a shopping cart, and he like shoves, like, they come out, and there's this big showdown that's not stupidly long. It's literally just, they come out, she sees them, they yell, she yells, they yell, and then they stab her. And she like vomits this meat sauce blood all over them, and it's great. And then they get out of the grocery store, and they see this street vendor selling stuff, and they just look at each other and brandish their weapons. and the credits roll. It's fantastic.
That sounds great.
It's just, yeah. And it's just it's the perfect length. The acting's great. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but like the filmmakers know how to make movies. And so like all of the shots look good. It's well lit. It's, all the audio is great. And it was just fantastic. I think it was only like 6 or 7 minutes long. Perfect little just horror comedy. Like, loved it. And then there was one where I forget the title of it. And their poster, actually, I saw the poster on the film festival's website. Their poster looks kind of dumb, but the story is the zombie apocalypse is happening, and you're dropped in the middle of this family whose little girl got bit or scratched. And so like she's going to turn. And so it's about the mom and dad deciding what to do. Do we put a bullet in our 4-year-old? You know what I mean? Because it's a real young girl, or maybe not. She might have been like 6 or 7. Doesn't matter. She's like super young. Doesn't know what's happening to her. Just knows that she got bit and it hurts. And so the mom and dad have this like struggle with what they're going to do, or if they like let her scratch them and they just all turn into zombies together. And it was so well shot. It was so well acted. Everything was great. It was just way too short. And I really wish that they would have made it longer, and they made the couple, the mom and dad, go through the 5 stages of grief while their daughter turned into a zombie. And then they, decided what they were going to do at the end. I thought that would have been superb. And I'm mad I didn't come up with the idea, because it's great. And it's just 2 people in a room with, the little girl, in the bedroom or whatever. Yeah. There's a really good opening scene where the dad's carrying the girl and they're running through this hallway and the carnage is happening behind them, and it's all slow motion. And it's just, it's a really great, everything about it I liked. I just really wish they would have just done, I was like, it's the one short film that I'm like, more like, make it longer, do this, go through these stages and like go through this debate and like maybe, ramp up the stakes a little bit more that way. But like, show us the little girl turning, and like, man, that would have been fantastic. So anyway, so I like that. And then the third one that I liked, because I remember there were 3. The third one that I liked, now I'm not going to remember it, but I liked it. Anyway, I don't want to like just sit here and go and hem and haw over whatever it was. But there was also a lot of garbage, just straight shit. And
is there a place like for the general public to watch these short films?
Well, yeah, it's on their. Well, no. So here's the way that, like, because I'm such a lawbreaker. The way that the film festival works is a lot of film festivals like to have premiere status. So if you're gonna do a festival run, it is better to not have your film available to the public. I have not done that. I put all my stuff on YouTube for everybody to watch, and then I submit to festivals. And I make sure to find festivals that don't require premiere status. There's two reasons for that. That's why I said I was a lawbreaker, because most people don't put their stuff out for public consumption while it's on the festival run. There's two reasons for that. One, film festivals are trying to sell tickets. That's why they accept films that aren't available for people to watch, because why go to this film festival and pay money to watch this thing that's free on YouTube to watch?
That makes sense. Whatever.
I just love getting my shit out there. And I want everybody to see what I've made. And there's part of me that I don't like when I just watch stuff on social media, like all of this hype around this short film or whatever, and it's getting all these laurels and everything, and I can't watch it, and I want to know why it's so good. So what I can do is I can stop being a douchebag. Almost got us banned. And I'll send you a message on Facebook.
No, I don't know. Don't do that.
And pay the money to go watch it, or just wait till it's done with its festival run. But the one because I just remember the one that I watched that was on the end of its festival run, when they finally made it available to the public to watch, I was like, this sucks. Why did this win so many awards? This is bad. So I'm just like, So anyway, so that's what it is. That's why a lot of festivals like premiere status. So 9 times out of 10, these short films that I'm talking about and this film festival that I just watched, they're probably not available because they're in circuit. So anyway.
So if they come out of circuit, will they like go to YouTube?
I don't know. You'd have to find them. Like you'd have to follow them and be like, now it's available on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'd like to see some of these, but I don't know if they would put it on YouTube, or like if they'd have their own site and put it on their own site or something, or
maybe
distribution. I don't know.
I mean, well, that's why you gotta like attend some festivals.
Can I attend festivals as a non-filmmaker?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Those are the people that they want. It's like there's a lot of back patting and like film festivals for filmmakers, yes, are a place where you can go rub elbows, make connections, and like whatever. But there's people, I mean, movie fans go to film festivals because that gives them they get to see movies first because of the premiere status in the festival. And you can watch indie stuff that you otherwise wouldn't be able to find in a film festival because it's nowhere else but that festival. So yeah, festivals want people that are not filmmakers to attend and watch their stuff. They want to sell passes. So honestly, dude, if I were you, I would just make an account on Film Freeway. It's free, and browse festivals and see which ones are coming up that you know. And they have their website there, and they have their selection list. And if something looks good, like just depending on how much it is to attend, which I'm pretty sure like more film festivals are like becoming live now later in the year. Like there's a bunch in Florida that, you can go to, but most festivals at this point are still digital. Virtual, so you don't have to go anywhere. You could just, you can just buy a block depending on how they do it. Cause like it's kind of different how they do it and watch what you want to watch.
That's cool. See, all the people that I see that like do festival shit are either filmmakers or they're like critics. So it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, filmmakers can go, critics can go, but I never actually thought about like just the general public buying a ticket and going to a festival.
So think of a film festival like a con.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, that's cool.
It's a movie con.
What did you say that site was? Something Freeway? Festival
Film Freeway. Filmfreeway.com. Okay. And it's the website that everybody uses to submit their, like, that's how you get into any film festival is by submitting on Film Freeway. And so if you just have a regular account on Film Freeway, you can sign up for their mailing list and they'll say, this is what's coming up. These are the movies that are, going to be at this festival, blah blah blah. Film festivals are great.
Wait,
and they're
these are
relative.
like,
I mean, they're relatively
wait.
cheap to attend.
Well, and some of these film festivals they have on their site are like no joke, like TIFF.
Yeah.
Dance.
Yeah, that's how you get into those festivals. Is you have to submit on Film Freeway.
I was always under the impression that like the really big ones, like TIFF and Sundance and shit, you had to either be a filmmaker or a critic. Like I didn't know that just Joe Schmo could go to fucking TIFF.
Yeah.
God damn it! If I'd have known that, I probably would have been doing this a long time ago.
Yeah, man. Film festivals are just cons for movies.
That angers me.
Well, hey, you know what? Now you know.
Leeds is on here. Fucking goddamn. Yeah, this is great. Thanks for telling me.
You're welcome. What music did you listen to?
Dude, the only new thing I've listened to in the entire month probably is the new Fear Factory single. Because Fear Factory is still one of my favorite metal bands ever since I bought Obsolete back in 1998 when I was 12. I love them, and the single is good.
Uh-oh.
It's weird. Well, it sounds like Fear Factory. Like, they're such a consistent band, or at least for the most part. They have a couple albums like in the middle that are a little but they're real consistent. They have a sound. The second that song starts up, you're like, yeah, this is Fear Factory. My issue with it is one of my biggest, like, most favorite things with Fear Factory is the singer, Burton C. Bell. I love his scream and I love his cleans. He's a great singer. Sadly, this is his last album with them. He left the band after this, which is fine. But he has, like, his scream has a certain tone to it. Always. Which isn't bad. It's a good scream, and I love it. For some reason in this song, he decides to mix his scream tone. So, like, some of his screams are, like, up here where they normally are. And then some screams are, like, way down here. They're, like, super deep and guttural, which I don't think I've ever heard him do. And it's just bizarre to me. Like, it's just bizarre to me to hear him be like, "Rrr, rrr," like he's throwing up. It's weird. So, like, the song is good, but every time his scream goes deep, I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? Other than that, though, the song is good. And I will absolutely be buying and reviewing the album in June when it comes out.
Fear Factory's always been that band that, like, I've always been aware of them, but I've heard their stuff, but I've never, like, I don't think I've listened to a Fear Factory album all the way through.
God, they're so fucking good.
I've always just been like, maybe because everything that I've heard so far, nothing's actually, like, grabbed me. But I don't know. I remember, like, I'll hear Fear Factory here and there, and, like, I know who they are, blah blah blah. But I've never listened to an album all the way through.
Did I ever send you? Maybe it was just Derek. A couple of years ago, I sent Derek one of their songs because I was listening to it, and it just hit me. I'd heard the song before a bunch of times, but this one particular time, it hit me in a way where I was just like, everyone has to hear this song. And for some reason, I sent it to Derek of all people. So I don't think I sent it to you, but I'm going to. If you want to hear a Fear Factory song, This is one I highly recommend. If I can fucking find it.
So, Cannibal Corpse's new album came out.
Oh, really? Mm.
Oh, don't make that. Shut up. Cannibal Corpse, yeah, it's great. And here's the thing: my relationship with Cannibal Corpse has evolved with my metal.
Yeah,
I guess tastes. I used to, like, back at, like, way back at, like, high school shit, because Cannibal Corpse has been around forever.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh, I'll never like this. This sucks. And just the more I got into metal, the more I started enjoying Cannibal Corpse, and the more I started appreciating Cannibal Corpse and what they have done and how they have influenced metal.
Yeah.
You would be surprised how many bands out there attribute their sound or their, like, the reasons they are a band to Cannibal Corpse. Even bands that, like, so one of the, so, and this ties me into what I've also been listening to in April. I I guess, passion project out there called Serpentine. I'm gonna fucking hang on. Serpentine Dominion, which is.
Why does that sound familiar? Did you send them to me?
Because I sent it to you.
Okay, yeah.
It is a project it's like a super group. Adam D from Kill Switch, George Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse, and who's the drummer? Oh shit. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for not knowing this.
From who?
Shannon Lucas.
Drummer of
All That Remains, Black Dahlia.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he does drums on Serpentine Dominion. And I mean, this is some like, oh my God. That whole album is just, I'll listen to and the thing is like the album's like 36 minutes long and that makes me mad. I want it to be at least 45 because like, I don't know, just 30 minutes for an album. Fuck. And it just goes by so quick. And it's just like, it's everything that I love about Kill Switch and about that, and about like melodic death and stuff like that. And then George, who I think has great metal vocals, especially death.
Is Corpse Grinder the guy who has no neck and loves World of Warcraft for the whole? Okay. All right.
Yes. And that's another, like George Corpse Grinder is like the dad of metal. He's like metal's dad. Like, I'm serious. He is. And he's just such a super awesome guy. And all of them are like all the dudes in Cannibal Corpse are just sweet people. And you listen to their music and their lyrics and you're just like, fuck off. But anyway, yeah, but George, I mean, like if you watch any of his interviews, like he's just a great guy. And I don't know, but like what I'm trying to say is the new Cannibal Corpse album is great. And the reason why I like it so much is because like Cannibal Corpse, I've grown in metal, and the more like starting from when I first started listening to metal all the way to now, like just my appreciation and my love or my liking of Cannibal Corpse and their music has just grown, which, you know, there's people that are like just immediately love Cannibal Corpse. Me, I thought it was trash. And then like, I'm like, no, this is not trash. This is great. This metal is awesome.
Well, I have the new album pulled up, so I guess I'll listen to a couple tracks when we're done.
You won't like it.
No, probably not.
But I don't know, man. Just like
Cannibal Corpse and Cradle of Filth are two bands I just...
well, I don't like Cradle of Filth. They're garbage, but that's for different reasons. Danny Filth, I think, should not be in music. The vocalist, I think, like... And it's the reason why I don't like Danny Filth is the same reason why I don't like Cattle Decapitation.
Oh, God.
Cattle Decapitation, their singer has the most horrid voice. I can only listen to that shit for 10 seconds before I want him to choke on something. I can't do it. The Cattle Decapitation music is pretty good. That vocalist and their songs are so cringy too. Like just the shit that they want to talk about. It's just like they're all like vegans, or at least like
no,
yeah,
not vegans.
And they're all it's
they
just
must
like
they must be fucking douchebags. I hope you're picking up on my sarcasm.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. How can you tell? It's the age-old joke. How do you tell someone's vegan?
I don't know.
Because they tell you about it between the H and the O of hello.
Okay.
Whatever.
Wait. This is Cattle Decapitation?
Yeah.
And they're vegan? That's funny. That makes their band name all the more better.
Well, yeah, because that's what they're all about.
Well, yeah, but like as an outsider who's never listened to them and doesn't know anything about them, I don't know that. I just see Cattle Decapitation because cutting heads off cattle's fucking metal.
Well, I mean, it is
like a statement.
Yeah, no, but it's a whole thing. But I don't know, man. But like that's fine. I like cows. I like animals. I'm like if you want your message to be don't eat meat, fine. I don't care.
That should be the name of the stream, by the way, is I like cows.
They're so fucking cringy about it. Like here's what I compare it to. I compare it to Jesus metal.
Like Christian metal?
Yeah, but when they're just everything is just praise and worship and Jesus and it's just cringy.
I don't actually know a whole lot of that. The only Christian metal I really listen to is like Demon Hunter.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. Like Demon Hunter is great Christian metal because they're not cringy about it, and they're actually he's a good lyricist, and they can write music that's deep and thoughtful, and also have these Christian undertones, and the fact that they're just we're all Christians, but they don't try to fucking just be like we're Christians. You know what I mean? Cattle Decapitation is like we're vegans, and you're just like fuck off. I don't care. Learn how to write better lyrics that makes me think about it other than just get just your voice sucks ass. It's just this high pitched you know what I want them to be. I would like this guy's voice better if they were in a band like Necrogoblicon.
Like a more tongue-in-cheek band.
Yeah, if he was we're a band of goblins and this is what goblins sound like when we make metal, I'd be like, yeah, this is good. But when you're like, we're vegans, we're Cattle Decapitation, meh.
Didn't I just see a super group with one of the guys from Necrogoblicon in it?
Probably.
Did I tell you about it? Because now I have to look it up. Necrogoblin. God damn it. Spell it better. What else do you got? Wait,
I was shitting all over Cattle Decapitation when I really meant to shit on Danny Filth because he's the same way. Cradle of Filth is bad. I just don't like them.
People from Psycho Stick are in Necrogoblicon?
Oh, I can see that.
Well, so can I, but I didn't know. I like Psycho Stick. They're one of those bands that I didn't know was a band because there was a video on E-Bombs World, right? So this is 2007 or 8, something like that. And it's a flash video about how beer is good.
Yeah.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer. And me and some of our friends used to listen to it all the time. We thought it was so funny. And then years later, I found out that was an actual song by an actual band called Psycho Stick. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. No, it's not. And then I went and saw Polka Dot Cadaver live, back in 2015, I think. And Psycho Stick opened for them. So I got to see them live. And it was bizarre. It was just so bizarre. But they're one of those bands that I'm always surprised to see them around because I never thought they existed in the first place. And yeah, apparently one of the members is in Necrogoblicon.
The more you know. Or is it now you know?
No, it's the more you know, I think.
Oh, the more you know. Learn something new every day. La 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 la.
That's really cool. That makes me like Necrogoblicon even more. What else have I seen, DJ?
What?
What else have I seen?
I don't know. What have you seen?
Well,
what have you
we have a lot of time left, so let's do this. Rapid fire. The Others. Very good.
Yes.
Wait Till Helen Comes. I did a review.
Yes.
The Power.
What's The Power?
Oh, okay. So The Power, I'm probably going to review it, but it's got this great premise. Back in the 70s, there was this war between the unions and I don't know, the establishment, I guess, in Britain. And basically what it boiled down to was at night, they were shutting off the power to the city. Because the unions were fighting with these companies, the company said, okay, fuck you. At nighttime, we're going to cut the power to the entire city every single night. And apparently this is a real thing. This happened in the 70s over in Britain. So the movie is about this young female nurse that is scared of the dark. And she's stuck on the dark shift at work where basically they're going to cut the power, but you have to keep working in this hospital overnight. And that's the basic premise, which is such a fucking great premise.
That is great.
And they just kind of did with it. It's an movie. some parts were good, some parts were not, and by the end of the movie, I was just kind of like, wouldn't really recommend it to anybody, but it's not terrible. Yeah, so that's The Power. Hunter x Hunter, I will also review. All I will say about Hunter x Hunter right now is that the ending will absolutely knock you on your fucking ass.
Good. I've been needing an ending like that from a movie. So
I'll tell you this. So Hunter x Hunter is about a guy who lives in the woods, and he's like a professional tracker and hunter. That's what he does. And like, he's agoraphobic. He doesn't really like people. So he lives in this cabin by himself. It's him and his family. It's him and his wife and his daughter. He does not talk to other people. He stays out in the cabin. He never goes into town. His wife always goes into town. All he does is he tracks and he hunts, and he sells the meat or he sells the pelts for money. He's like a fur trader, I guess. So because he's done this all his life, he knows these woods inside and out. He's a very good tracker. He's a very good hunter. The movie does a lot of like showing you what his daily life is like just his daily routine of like tracking and hunting and skinning things and stuff. And then the end of the movie is not that at all. And it makes you absolutely sick to your stomach. And I had heard that the movie had a very good ending. I was not expecting the ending to be as batshit fucking crazy as it was, though. It really caught me off guard. So that's Hunter x Hunter. The other bigger one that I will talk about, it is non-horror, but I watched a movie called The Father, and it's a Best Picture nomination this year. I'm trying to get through my Academy movies like Nomadland and The Father and Minari, movies like that. And The Father is based on a stage play. It has like 5 actors in it in the entire fucking movie. And the 2 main actors are Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman. Nice. Which are like, 2 of the greatest actors ever. And it's about Anthony Hopkins' character is old and he has dementia. But instead of the movie being told from like his daughter's point of view, the entire movie is told from his point of view.
Oh, man.
And the movie is really good because it's a really sad situation, but it doesn't hit you over the head like, isn't this sad? Cry. It's not like that. Until the end of the movie. The last scene of this movie broke me like I have never been broken. Like, I started crying during the final scene, right? And then the credits start rolling, and I was still crying. Then the credits stopped. The credits were done. I was still crying.
Jesus.
Then I put on YouTube, and I put on some goofy YouTube video for like 15 minutes. I was still crying. I cried for like 25 minutes straight. It broke every part of me. It's a great movie. Everyone should watch it.
Now I have to go watch it.
But it's going to fuck your shit
25 minutes. Shit.
Dude. Oh,
Up did that to me.
Dude, imagine. Oh, God. Imagine Up, but somehow like 10 times worse.
I went to go see Up with my mom. And the first 10 minutes of this movie, I'm sitting next to my mom, bawling my fucking eyes out. And I'm like,
Up has a great opening.
I don't think it gets enough praise. I mean, Jesus, that could have been the movie.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That could have been the movie.
Pixar does a good job of peppering in at least one scene in all of their movies that will break you, like the entire opening of Up. Or have you seen Inside Out?
Yeah. When
Bing Bong, the imaginary friend, sacrifices himself for her and then disappears into nothing. Oh my God, that hurt my soul. And I feel like every Pixar movie has that one scene.
The accept death scene in Toy Story 3.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is a kid's movie.
Good. You're teaching kids big things.
No, I completely agree. And we need more kids movies like that. I mean, we really do.
We really do. But yeah, man, The Father is probably the best movie I've seen this year. I recommend it to everybody. And again, the entire movie is not sad. At least for me, it wasn't. It was just that last scene that gutted me like a fish. So prepare yourself for that, but it's great. And like, Anthony Hopkins is my favorite actor. I think he's a phenomenal actor, but his performance in this movie is like otherworldly. He's so incredibly good. I think he was nominated for Best Actor for it too, which is completely deserving. But yeah, his performance is bonkers.
Well, if he doesn't win, then I mean, like that's just even more reasons why the Academy is not to be paid attention to.
I haven't seen Sound of Metal yet, but I heard the guy who's nominated in Sound of Metal. I heard his performance is very good, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna beat Anthony Hopkins in a Best Actor, I don't know, dude. That just seems like one of those, like, it's not gonna happen until he dies.
Maybe.
I just can't, like, he just has so much, like, Anthony Hopkins is just so consistently good, and like I would nominate him for Best Actor for anything he's in, even that dumb shit Right movie that he was in that we talked about, I think, in the last stream. He just had, like, or The Two Popes. That movie was but Anthony Hopkins was fantastic.
Hell, even Westworld. Westworld Season 1, I think, is amazing.
Oh, is he in Westworld Season 1?
Yeah, he's like the guy who like created Westworld. He's like
I have not seen one episode of Westworld.
I still haven't seen Season 2, but Season 1 is fucking incredible. I kind of wish they hadn't made a Season 2, because Season 1 kind of ends like you could end it there.
Yeah.
It was just done. I do hear that Season 2 is good. But yeah, Season 1 is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
I'm going to watch it. But anyway, and especially with his Shakespearean, because he's a classically trained actor, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But like, even just him and Shakespeare, like, I don't think Titus is as good if Anthony Hopkins is not Titus Andronicus. I don't think what's the other movie? Why am I blanking?
A Shakespeare movie?
Yeah, I'm blanking on it.
I didn't know he was in any more than Titus.
Oh no, yeah, he's in Titus, and I think he's also in King Lear, which is a show, which should have been a movie. The show is not very good. He's really good, and like the show kind of tries to be Titus in that like modern / ancient. You know what I mean? Like, because you know how Titus was like it had that split because
Are you talking about the thing that Romeo and Juliet popularized, where you take a Shakespeare and sort of make it modern?
Yes.
Okay.
King Lear tries to do that, but it doesn't do it as well. And also because Julie Taymor, like, she's, like, for whatever reason, like Julie Taymor's version of Titus works, and I don't really like her. Dude, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Filmography?
No, it's that weird stuff that she does, like in the Beatles movie that she did, where like people are just like floating through. Like, what's that weird?
Oh wait, did she do Across the Universe? Is that what you're talking? Yeah. What's her name? Julie Taymor?
Yeah.
Across the Universe.
But she has those. What is that? Surreal. That's the word I'm thinking of. Surreal. I'm not a big like surrealist. Like, I don't really like that stuff, but it just works somehow in Titus. And so King Lear tried to do that modern and, kind of take on that with some of that surrealism in it. And it just doesn't work as well as it did in Titus.
Oh, interesting. She did Frida, and then Across the Universe, A Midsummer Night's Dream in 2014. I thought that was Joss Whedon.
Huh?
Yeah, it's on her filmography, but I can't click on it for some reason. She had The Tempest. Oh, I forgot about The Tempest. Oh, man. This is so off topic in terms of horror. I'm not a huge fan of, like, Shakespeare in general, so making him modern doesn't help. Like, I don't like Romeo and Juliet with DiCaprio. I don't think it's good. But I
don't think I liked it either.
There was one movie that came out fairly recently, maybe in the last 5 or 10 years, with Ralph Fiennes in it. Oh my God, the fuck is it called? It's like a modern take on a Shakespeare. but it looked amazing. Fuck, what is it called? I gotta look it up. Now that I'm reminding myself of it, I have to watch it. And speaking of Ray Fiennes, eventually we will talk about Strange Days, and that will be the entire stream.
Yeah.
It's called... No, fuck you. Get out of here.
While you're looking for that, like I just want to talk about Anthony Hopkins.
Coriolanus.
Huh?
2011.
What's it called?
What's it? Coriolanus or Coriolanus? I don't know how you pronounce it. But it came out in 2011. It's like, you know, a modern take on the Shakespeare tragedy. Ray Fiennes is the main character, and it looked fucking awesome. I never got around to seeing it. It's also directed by Ray Fiennes. Okay, well, it's going to go high on the list now.
All right, well, that's an hour. So what do you want to say to sign off?
I want to say to you personally, listen to Fear Factory. I sent you a song.
Okay.
To everybody else, listen to metal and enjoy it. To you personally, watch Hunter x Hunter so I can fucking review it. To everyone else, keep watching movies, but especially watch The Father. I know it's not a horror movie, but Jesus Christ, everybody should watch it. It's excellent, but terrible for your soul. It's fine, though. Watch it.
All righty. Well, that was us, and that was our end of April live stream, and we're going to do this again in May for the end of May live stream. I would say to the folks out there, since you just became aware of film festivals and how they are like movie cons, I would tell anybody watching this, go sign up an account on Film Freeway, find some film festivals to go to or watch, depending on where they are, and enjoy indie film and even, you know, big budget film that's making their festival run, and especially the horror ones, because there's some really good indie horror out there, some trash indie horror out there, which is still good to watch, because also if you are a filmmaker, you can learn by watching these movies how not to make a movie or what doesn't work. You can always learn from everybody and everything. So get out there, go to film festivals. They're not that expensive. Like the one that I was just in, it was $7 for 40 movies, and you can watch them whenever you wanted to. They're, you know, do it. And that's it. I'm DJ. That's Corey, because he doesn't want to say his name. And this is breakdowns and body bags, and we will have videos posted every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye.